here we have the four sections of the mobile tilting mast system. No part measures more than 50 inches in length, as you can see from the tape. The first job is to put the base plate on the floor and reverse the vehicle over the base plate. The vehicle needs to be in the centre of the V, as you'll see here, a little rev, and you'll get it bang smack, and you'll sit nice and square and tidy. The next section is to put the vertical winch post in. This is slotted into position and held in position by the knurled knob, which you can see being being done up now. To this, the next section is the front outriggers. The front outriggers are to prevent the mast from tilting forward when you have a very long pole out or a large load on the end. This is simply attached by two M8 nuts. They don't need to be done up particularly tight. It's just purely to hold it in position. If you've got uneven ground, you may need to stick a packer in front, but I'm doing it on fairly even ground, and as you can see, it fits fairly nicely and the load is taken up straight away. The next section is to put the horizontal tilt on. This is connected to the vertical by an M16 bolt and nut. For mobile, you only need to use a full nut, but if you're going to use it for home QTH, you'll need to use a nylock nut because you won't want it coming off if you keep taking it up and down. To hold it in position, to put the winch wire on, we stick an M6 knob into place, as you can see, just screws in, holds it in the horizontal position, which then will allow us to take the winch wire and connect the winch wire to the end of the tilt part. Now, this is quite simple. It's got a small shackle on the end, so we just slide it in, put the shackle through, and that's all connected and ready to go. And now we're ready to stick the mast into the end of the tube. We've got our 2-inch bore hole, so we're now going to put our 2-inch aluminium tubes in. We're going to stick 5 foot length to start with, and as you can see, it just slides in a little turn to make sure it's home, and that's as good as gold. And now we're going to add some more sections, another 2 5-foots, so we're now up to 15 foot, plus the 4 foot, the mast is off the ground to start with, so we're up now at 19 foot. You can add, within reason, as many sections as you like. For this demonstration, we're going to add another 2 5-foots and a 4-foot because we do different sections, also putting the mast at horizontal plane. So you can see a 5-foot and a 4-foot now. So that now takes us up to 28 foot. So we're going to slide them on, and like the others, they slide on nice and easy. Nice little clearance, not too slack, not too tight. So as you can see, I can do it with one hand, just slide it on, and the same with the last one. Second to last one. So the last one's now on, so we're now ready to winch it up in the air. Relatively simple, just go back and winch it at a steady pace. It's a 250 kilo winch, so it's got more than enough load to pull the mast up, even with a heavy antenna. I wouldn't recommend you put any more than 9 or 10 kilos on at 30 foot. So we're now going up into the vertical position, and for safety reasons we're going to attach a small knob to take the load away from the winch. As you can see, the same M6 which was holding it in the top is now screwed into the bottom and now holds the mast perfectly vertical. So now the mast is in its upright position. To lower it, we take the same knurled knob out and just wind it down nice and gently, as you can see. Stop it in somewhere in the horizontal plane which is comfortable for yourself to take the poles out, and as before, the poles will come out relatively easy. There's no need to put the knurled nut in because we have the winch wire on, and the winch will hold it in whichever angle you want. So as you can see, we stop it at around about 90 degrees from the ground and just pull the tubes out one after another. So relatively easy. Just come along, as you can see, pulling them out. No major grief. And if you've ever had swage poles and had that horrible feeling when you can't get them apart because the load has been too hard, you don't ever have it with inserts, because the flat face of the tubes sit on top of each other and the load is transmitted through. Taking out the final one, and that's really it. That's how simple it is to go mobile and take a relatively large antenna up in the air without actually doing yourself any injuries. So